December 18th, 2022, Lusail Stadium, Qatar. As Kylian Mbappé completes his World Cup final hat-trick against Argentina, he doesn't raise his arms in triumph. He doesn't slide on his knees. Instead, he stands motionless for a split second, then folds his arms across his chest in perfect symmetry. This distinctive yet straightforward gesture has become a sport's most recognizable symbol. In that moment, captured by 1 billion viewers worldwide, Mbappé wasn't just celebrating a goal. He was reinforcing a personal brand that transcends football itself. His celebration has been replicated in schoolyards from Paris to Tokyo, recreated in video games, and turned into internet memes. It's a pose that communicates confidence, composure, and an almost regal authority that defies his young age. But what transforms a simple arm-crossing gesture into a global phenomenon? How does a celebration become so iconic that it's instantly recognizable across cultures, languages, and continents? This isn't just about a football player scoring goals. It's about the psychology of iconography, the power of consistent personal branding, and how a single gesture can capture the essence of athletic supremacy. To understand the power of Mbappe's celebration, we must first understand its origins, not in a moment of planned choreography, but in the natural expression of a personality destined for greatness from childhood. The celebration didn't emerge fully formed. Like all great symbols, it evolved through repetition, refinement, and the gradual realization of its psychological impact. The earliest versions appeared during Mbappe's breakthrough season at AS Monaco in 2016 to 2017, when a teenage prodigy was announcing himself to European football with performances that seemed to defy his age. What made these early celebrations remarkable wasn't their perfection, but their confidence. While most teenagers scoring their first professional goals would celebrate with explosive emotion or imitate established stars, Mbappé displayed something different. This composed satisfaction suggested he had always expected this level of success. The psychological foundation of the celebration lies in this paradox of controlled confidence. Sports psychologists have long understood that the most effective celebrations reinforce an athlete's self-image while communicating their identity to opponents and spectators. Mbappe's crossed arms achieve both objectives simultaneously, projecting calm authority while subtly asserting dominance over the situation. The gesture itself draws from deep cultural and psychological wells. The crossed arms posture is universally associated with confidence, control, and mild defiance. It's the stance of someone comfortable in their authority, unbothered by external pressure or expectations. When applied to goal celebrations, it communicates that scoring isn't a surprise or relief. It's simply the expected outcome of superior ability meeting inevitable opportunity. What distinguishes Mbappe's version from generic arm crossing is its specific execution and contextual timing. The celebration follows a precise ritual: a brief pause after the goal, a subtle glance towards supporters or opponents, then the deliberate folding of arms in perfect symmetry. The timing creates dramatic tension, a moment of stillness that draws attention before the iconic pose is revealed. This theatrical element wasn't accidental. Even as a teenager, Mbappé intuitively understood performance psychology and audience engagement. He recognized that in the age of instant media and viral content, how you celebrate can be as memorable as the goal itself. The celebration's development during the Monaco years also coincided with Mbappé's emerging understanding of his brand and public image. Unlike previous generations of footballers who developed their personas after achieving stardom, Mbappé consciously crafted his identity while establishing his professional credentials. This self-awareness extended beyond celebration into every aspect of his public presentation, from interview demeanor to social media presence to fashion choices. The crossed-arm celebration became the visual centerpiece of a carefully constructed persona that balanced youthful energy with mature professionalism. The 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia transformed Mbappé's celebration from a promising signature into a global phenomenon. Playing on football's biggest stage with the world watching, a 19-year-old Mbappé delivered performances that announced the arrival of a new superstar, and his celebration became the visual symbol of that emergence. The defining moment came during France's round of 16 match against Argentina. After scoring twice in a virtuoso display that helped eliminate Lionel Messi's team, Mbappé deployed his celebration with confidence that seemed to declare a change in the generational guard. The image of a teenager standing arms crossed while Messi and Argentina contemplated elimination became one of the tournament's most powerful photographs. The psychological impact on opponents became increasingly apparent throughout the tournament. Football is as much a mental game as a physical one, and celebrations can serve as psychological warfare, demoralizing opponents while energizing supporters. Mbappé's composed celebration communicated that scoring against top-level opposition was routine rather than exceptional. The viral nature of the 2018 celebrations also demonstrated something unprecedented in modern football: how quickly a gesture could spread across global culture through social media amplification. Within hours of each goal, videos of fans replicating the celebration were circulating worldwide, creating a feedback loop reinforcing the pose's iconic status. What made the World Cup celebrations particularly powerful was their contextual appropriateness. Mbappé wasn't over-celebrating or showing disrespect to opponents. He was simply expressing a quiet confidence that matched his extraordinary performances. This balance between confidence and respect resonated across cultures, making the celebration acceptable and admirable rather than controversial. Mbappé's celebration has achieved this rare status, appearing across industries, cultures, and contexts unrelated to football. The fashion industry was among the first to recognize the gesture's visual power and commercial potential. High-end brands began incorporating the crossed arms pose into advertising campaigns, acknowledging that it communicated confidence and success in ways that resonated with target demographics. The gesture became shorthand for achievement and aspiration, valuable currency in the image-driven economy of modern marketing. The video game industry provided another avenue for the celebration's cultural expansion. FIFA video games incorporated the gesture as Mbappé's signature celebration, allowing millions of players worldwide to deploy it in virtual contexts. This digital reproduction created new layers of familiarity and ownership, as players could trigger the celebration at will, associating their gaming achievements with Mbappé's confident gesture. Educational institutions began studying the celebration as a case study in modern symbolism, viral marketing, and cross-cultural communication. Universities offered courses examining how simple gestures could achieve global recognition in the digital age, using Mbappe's example to explore broader questions about celebrity, branding, and cultural transmission. Perhaps most significantly, the celebration has been adopted by non-athletes as a symbol of personal achievement and confidence. The crossed arms pose has become a universal gesture for marking success and projecting confidence, from graduation ceremonies to business presentations to social media posts celebrating personal milestones. This broader cultural adoption reveals something profound about the nature of modern icon creation. In previous eras, symbolic gestures typically emerged from deeply rooted cultural traditions or evolved slowly over generations. Mbappé's celebration demonstrates how digital media can accelerate symbolic development, creating globally recognized icons within months rather than decades. The celebration's impact on youth culture has been particularly pronounced. Children and teenagers worldwide have adopted the gesture not just as celebration of athletic achievement, but as general expression of confidence and success. It has become part of a visual vocabulary that transcends language and cultural barriers, creating shared understanding across diverse global communities. As we examine the phenomenon of Kylian Mbappe's iconic celebration, we discover something larger than a simple goal-scoring gesture. We find a masterclass in modern icon creation, a perfect storm of athletic excellence, visual branding, psychological insight, and cultural timing that transformed a teenager's confident pose into a global symbol. The celebration's power lies not in its complexity, but in its simplicity. A reminder that the most enduring symbols are often the most elemental. By folding his arms across his chest after scoring goals, Mbappé created something that anyone could replicate. Still, only he could originate, establishing ownership of a gesture while making it universally accessible. The celebration's lasting impact may ultimately be measured not in its recognition factor or commercial applications, but in its role as inspiration for countless young athletes who see Mbappe's confidence and believe they too can achieve greatness. In schoolyards and youth leagues worldwide, children cross their arms after scoring goals, channeling not just a gesture but an attitude, the belief that they belong at football's highest levels. This aspirational quality transforms the celebration from personal branding into a cultural contribution. Mbappé hasn't just created an iconic gesture, he's provided a visual vocabulary for confidence that transcends sports, encouraging young people to approach their challenges with the composure and self-belief his celebration represents. In the end, what makes Kylian Mbappe's goal celebration truly iconic isn't just its recognition or replication, it's transformation from individual expression into collective inspiration. Through a simple gesture, repeated consistently on football's biggest stages, a young athlete created something that speaks to universal human aspirations for confidence, success, and the courage to stand tall in moments of achievement. As Mbappé continues to evolve as a player and global icon, his celebration remains constant. A reminder that sometimes the simplest gestures carry the most powerful messages, and that true iconography emerges not from complexity, but from the authentic expression of extraordinary confidence meeting extraordinary ability. If you've enjoyed this exploration of sporting iconography and cultural phenomenon, Subscribe for our next installment examining how athletes' signature moves become global cultural symbols. Join us as we continue investigating the fascinating intersection of sports, psychology, and popular culture.